Hola! Hola, everybody. Hold on, let me just get comfortable here. Hola, everybody. That's my Spanish accent. Is everyone in bed? What's going on? Haven't you put your kids to bed yet? I am excited to chat with you guys about this topic today. So, hello to you. We're having a little date night on a Wednesday night. Hello, Rachel. And I'm really excited for a few things. One thing I can't tell you about, but you're gonna find out soon. Not allowed to tell you. Second thing I want to talk about is the fact that I'm really dark right now. It's actually not what I want to talk to you about, but you guys probably don't want to see me in the dark. That's no fun for you. Oh, hey Nadia. Hey Guatemala Mama. Hey Julie. Hey Amanda. Okay, so consistency is key, you guys. I mean, I cannot help you in your business if you don't show up every day. I wrote it was a quote from somebody, and she talks about this very thing. And you know, what is consistency? I think we need to talk about that, because we hear a lot about it, but Amanda says, when is soon? You'll hear about it soon. It's just an interesting thing. But hey Lindsay, I want to just talk about it because, again, we hear about it, but we don't really understand what consistency is. We think, well, I'm showing up consistently. And I think what we need to talk about is what it means to be consistent in the action, because I see a lot of people succeed in this business, and I see a lot of people not succeed. And it's my job to teach you what each looks like. And I don't want you to think, and I loved that she said this, and I loved that, you know, you got a lot out of that quote today when they posted it. If you don't know what I'm talking about, it was a post about somebody from the Diamond page, and I just quoted her. It was a thread. There was like 200 comments, and that quote spoke to me the most for you, and I knew that you needed to hear it. And so I shared it with you, and I wanted to now talk about it a little bit more. You know, you've heard from me, and you saw, you know, you see a lot of my diamonds on this team, and they're really strong. Some of them where they have hit diamond in a year. Some of them hit it a little bit longer, but I mean, and we have some who hit it in less than a year. And it's like, what? Like, and then some of you are sitting here at Elite or Premier, and you're sitting here going, oh my gosh, it's been like 4 years, and I don't know what to do. And number one, I just want to say, you are amazing for still being here, okay? Do you know what it shows about you that you have not quit? Do you know what it shows about you that you're still here? It shows bravery, courage, tenacity. It shows something about you that so many people in the world need to be inspired by you for. And don't take that lightly. If you're here and it's been years and you are not yet diamond, and you're maybe not even silver, do not take lightly that you are on this call listening, whether it's live or whether it's recorded. Don't take lightly that you're still around. I need you to just breathe that in right now. Because you are amazing, okay? That is some crazy stuff that you are still here. And I honor you for that. In addition to that, the thing that I want to talk about in this consistency aspect is that there's gonna be a time, there's gonna be a breakthrough. I promise you, if you don't quit, there will be a breakthrough. And there's lots of different breakthroughs in doTERRA, you guys. It's not just financial. You've heard me say this over and over. doTERRA is so much more than just about finances. It is so much more than just about, I get to go and live in Guatemala. That is a beautiful thing that I get to do. That is my dream come true. To be able to just travel where I want to travel. But it's not just about the finances. I could be living in my dream home and being miserable. I could be living in a dream home. I could be traveling the world and hate my life. So don't you think for a second that just because I have money, that's who made me, that's what created the powerful vibes that, that they may see. What does my shirt say? Babe with power vibes. Hola. Yes, I am. And I promise you, it has nothing to do with the money that I make. It's not. And the powerful women that you see, and as you see us rise, we are not powerful because of money. It is a bonus that we get to create together with our family and with, investing back into you. And so, can I just say that, don't give up, because there's so much more, and a breakthrough is gonna happen. There's little breakthroughs, don't miss them. Don't miss the breakthrough that happened today. Don't miss the breakthrough that happened yesterday. Okay, back to consistency. Why, Donna, do you always have to get into the heart of the matter? Oh, I don't know. Maybe that's just because doTERRA makes me do these things. Sorry about that, folks. Consistency, okay? Let's get back to the heart of the matter here. If you don't show up every day, that might be why you're not succeeding in doTERRA. Donna, no. I can't show up every day. Don't you know? Don't you know my life? Don't you know how hard it is? Don't you know how tired I am? Don't you know, Donna? Don't you know where my husband is? Don't you know that I have no support? Don't you know what's going on with my kids? Don't you know that how many people have said no to me this week alone? Don't you know that they're not believing, that they don't like MLMs? Don't you know that somebody got a rash? Don't you know that diffusing essential oils kills all the birds of the forest? Don't you know? I said that when I was at Leadership Legacy, at the Living Your Legacy. We have all of these things that I know, I've heard them all. And it doesn't belittle what you're going through. That's not the point of this. What the point is that there's so many people who have your story. Nobody's exactly like you. But they have a story, and yet they will still show up every day. They will have their story, and yet they will still show up every day. I'm going to say it again. They will have a story, and they will still show up every day. Nadia, my mom's outside with me, and she goes, "Oh my God, is that true with the birds?" I have heard it all, folks. I have heard it all. So when I started doTERRA, that was not one that I heard. Can you imagine? Oh my gosh. I'm sorry, Nadia's mom. That was too cute. I can't even go on. I don't know what happens, I don't know what happens out there sometimes. It's an interesting and cruel world sometimes. Yeah, didn't you hear? Didn't you hear all the birds of the forest die when you use your diffuser? Really? What? Okay, so I'm sorry. I'm gonna go on, I promise. Okay, be professional here, Donna. So, consistency. Where was I? You have a story. You get to use it to your advantage, or you get to use it to be the victim of your story. And I'm sorry if this makes you feel that I'm being insensitive, because I promise you I'm not. We are entrepreneurs, and if you owned any business and you put investment into it, you put time into it, you put money into it, you put heart and joy into it, and something happens, but it's your business, it's yours. If you don't show up, your business stops growing. I guarantee you would show up. But because this is a network marketing company, and we have people maybe on our teams who show up, maybe more than we do, or they don't show up, but we have them there, and we mistake our team volume for us doing it as a business. We mistake that. We look at our volume and we see it rise, and we're like, oh, look, it's rising. It's magical. It's magical. It's magic. Look, it's rising. Look at the BOGO week. Oh my gosh, my volume, it's crazy. Please don't mistake that for you showing up in your business, because that's not what it takes to rise in this business. What it takes to rise in this business is you showing up. You getting out and doing BOGOs, not waiting for your team to bring in the BOGOs. You showing up every single day. Now, Donna, you've talked to me about Sundays. Like, shouldn't you take a day off? Yes, that's you showing up. But Donna, I'm tired 2 days a week. Shouldn't I just take 2 days off? You can go ahead, but I guarantee you, if you take 2 days off, like you're gonna be the person who takes 3 days off. So, I mean, let me know. Do you take 2 days off a week? Who is that person? And I'm not talking about your 9-to-5 job. I'm talking about doTERRA. Because some people who take Saturdays off, that's one of the most important days of our business. People who take, the month of December off because it's Christmas, that's one of the most important months of the year. We can do Christmas. Everybody else is out there working while you're sitting there and like, oh, it's the month of December. I don't know why I'm talking about December. It just came in my head as an example. Por ejemplo. It's the month of December and it's Christmas time and there's parties everywhere, and so I must take the whole month off. It's like, what? One of the most important months of the year for your business, and you want to take it off when nobody else, not the 9-to-5ers, when you haven't yet succeeded in your business and you want to take time off because you're tired? Do you know how many tired people are out there in the world right now working 9 to 5? And you are an entrepreneur in your own business who has not yet succeeded, and you want to take time off? What? Lindsay asks, how many days a week should we work then? There's no should. There's some people who are working whatever they can do, and when I say can, it's not like I can work Mondays and Tuesdays, but I can't work Wednesdays because my favorite TV show is on Wednesdays, and so I can't do that. Do you know that the successful people, a lot of them stopped watching TV when they started doTERRA, when they started their entrepreneurial business? Imagine if you owned, and I always use a restaurant, so I'm just going to use it again. Imagine if you owned one of the poshest restaurants in all of your town, right? And it is successful. Like, there's people who want your food because you have hired one of the top chefs in the country. No, in the world. And you have people who are lining up at your door wanting it. But it doesn't run smoothly unless you show up. Okay? Are you going to say, oh, wait, I know that I have a great chef, and I know that I have employees that are there who love educating people on the food that we have, and I know that we have these great, we have valet service. It's all great, but nobody's talking to each other. This is just an example, okay? It may break down in some ways, but this is just an example. If you don't show up, the whole team doesn't show up together. They don't know what they're doing. They're not being educated on the food. The chef is making amazing food, but nobody's putting it on the plate, right? It's like the most amazing food that you've ever tasted, but you don't have a sous chef because you forgot, right? So you forgot to get a sous chef that night because guess what? My favorite TV show is on, and I have to go and my favorite, and then they call you and they say, okay, wait a minute, everything's a mess, you have to come in. I'm too tired. I'm too tired. Don't you know what my kid did at school today? You know I love you, right? Calling it like it is sometimes. Listen, I've been too tired. I've been so tired, you guys. Don't you know that my kids were in a disease state? Don't you know? Don't you know that we lost everything in a home? Don't you know that I had to build 2 new legs? True story. Don't you know that I have had to build a new leg even after I hit presidential? True story. Don't you know that somebody told me that they would do that as a business and now they have just dropped off the face of the planet? Don't you know that somebody did not like the way that I enrolled them and so they quit? True story. True story. And yet I still show up. Not because I want to all the time. I am consistent, not because I want to be all the time. I'm consistent because I know that if I'm not, I will not succeed. So you choose your consistency. If you show up every Monday and Friday, then show up every Monday and Friday. And I don't care if you're tired on Monday and Friday. I don't. As a coach to you, if I'm your coach and you're like, Donna, I'm showing up to my people Monday and Friday, and you decide I don't feel like it today because don't you know, Donna? Don't you know? Yes, I know. I don't know exactly, but I know. I know what it feels like to be too tired to want to show up. I know what it feels like to not want to serve people. I know what it feels like to not want to love one more person because they've hurt me, because they make fun of me, because they tell me all the things that are already in the back of my head, all of the doubts, all of the fears that are in the back of my head, and they bring it up. And it makes me doubt even more. I know what it feels like. And yet I continue to show up. Because there's nothing more in this world, not even God, that I am 100% sure about. I have moments. I have moments, don't you? Don't you have moments where you just get so excited? Maybe after convention or after you go to this class and like out of 5 people enroll. You get so excited. One person comes to you and says, thank you so much for not giving up on me because finally I am in less pain. Finally I get finally I get to sleep for the first time. Finally my baby who was so sick is finally better because of you, because you didn't give up on me when I said no to you. Finally, I'm seeing my dreams come true because you were there for me. You were there for me when I needed you. Don't you get so excited? That's what we get to do. Our highs can be really, really high, and our lows can be really, really low. It's a very personal journey. You get to a class and nobody shows up. Or worse, you get to a class and everybody shows up and they all walk away telling you that that was a horrible class. True story. 13 people came to one of my classes. One of them said, I don't want to join Donna's team because I do not like the way she teaches classes. It's an off day. Am I going to determine my worth because of one day, one class, one woman? Am I going to determine my ability to show up because of one day, one person, 2 people? Heck, am I going to stop showing up because 20 people asked me about MLMs for the umpteenth time? Am I going to stop showing up because the oils didn't work for that person when I was so sure that it would work for them? Am I going to stop showing up? Absolutely not, because I know that for every person who it doesn't work for, there's going to be 10 more it does. I just have to keep showing up and be consistent and get out there and keep my head up high and keep the promise that I made to my team, to my family, to myself, that not only am I showing up to you, but I am showing up to me, because I made a promise to myself that I will rise and I won't stop until I get to that promised dream. And it's up to me. It's not up to my kids. My kids cannot force me to stay. They cannot force me to go. My husband, my spouse, my partner, my wife, they cannot force me to go. They cannot force me to stay. Stay comfortable. Stay the enemy to my dreams by being comfortable. I will rise. I will show up every single day. To me, every single day, 6 days a week. Depends on you. For me, it was 6 days a week. Actually, that's not true. For me, it was 7 days a week. I don't recommend that. Take a day off, people, okay? And if you're not the type of person who can take a whole day off, in the morning, you need to invest in yourself. Get up, be a part, I'm gonna talk about this soon, be a part of the 6 o'clock club with me. Get up at 6 o'clock with me every single morning and meditate and journal and do your manifestation, do your negative, positive papers. If you don't know what I mean, then ask somebody on here. You guys, you have to show up every day. And when I mean show up, here's what I don't mean. Stop getting business cards. Stop spending hours on how to do social media. That's not showing up to your business. Unless you already have lots of followers on social media, quit this nonsense, you guys. Quit feeling bad because you don't have people that you're bringing in that are doing this like social media. These are like the unicorns with like fluffy flowers coming out of their butts. That's not most people, but yet they're so prominent on social media. We wonder how we're doing everything wrong and how we can do it just like them. Forget them. Forget them. They're not you. They don't have your superpower. You've got flowers coming out of your butt, but they're different colors. I don't know where I come up with this brilliant stuff. You are a unicorn, fluffy and you've got like fairy dust all over you, but you take your unicorn flowers and fairy dust and you put them in the corner, you shove them in the corner, and you put on this mask and you try to be somebody that you're not. And then you get out there into the world and you're like, oh, this is me and this is that, and it doesn't work for you. And you go, wait a minute, if this doesn't work for me, then maybe I'm not meant to do this. And you forget that it's not your superpower. So if you want to do social media, not against social media, you guys. So don't take me the wrong way when I say that. What I mean by it is social media is a long-term investment that should be a portion of your day, but it's not showing up to doTERRA every single day. It's not being consistent. It's not. You want inspiration? Stop going on Facebook newsfeeds. Get off Instagram. You want inspiration? You go on doTERRA Empowered Success. You want inspiration? You show up in person to people every single day and put a sample in their hands, make an appointment as soon as you put a sample in their hands, and that will inspire you, because every single time you do that, you raise your chances of people coming to you and saying thank you. That's inspiration. Going and looking at unicorns on social media, it's not inspiration. In fact, it'll make you feel worse about yourself most of the time. You guys hearing me on this? Consistency is the action that you take when you get these oils in the hands of those people that you actually are talking about caring about. I'm going to repeat that. Consistency is the action that you take when you get these oils in the hands of the people that you claim to care about. What? Donna, what are you saying? You claim. You're so mean. It's a hard one today. I know maybe I'm just in the mood to be straight cut. Is that okay, you guys? You know, is it okay? Most times I come on here and I'm not so straight with you. Today I feel it. Today I feel it, and so today I'm going to be straight-laced with you. Is that okay? You know, you claim to want your business bad, but you don't do the things that actually raise your business. So that's what I mean. I know you guys have good hearts. I know. I absolutely know you have amazing hearts. Any one of you who I talk to one-on-one, I feel you. I see you. I know how much you want this for people. What stops you from being consistent every day? And I'll end with this. Fear. Get over it. Honestly, you guys, we talk so much about what stops us, and it's fear. Oh, you need to go and get a counselor, or you need to get a life coach, and you need to go and stop that fear by doing papers and manifesting and going to this program and that program to get over your fear. And at the end of the day, you just need to show up. Stop the nonsense of, but it's Donna, I'm afraid and I got to get to the root problem. Yes, you do, but at the end of the day, take action. Sandy says it best, the only thing that gets smaller when we run towards it is fear. So stop waiting for the fear to go before you take action. Take action and the fear will go. I'm going to repeat that. Stop waiting for the fear to go away before you take action. Take action and the fear will go away. I've seen that time again with myself, with all of my successful leaders, with successful leaders across the board. They take action, even when they're afraid, even when they don't want to. You don't want to show up tomorrow, I know. Some of you are like, yes, I want to show up today. What about when you don't? That sets you apart from those who will succeed and those who don't. You choose your consistency. Write that down right now. Where is your consistency? When is it going to be? Is it sporadic? Is it all over the place like mine was? Mine was sporadic, you guys, because I'm that, I love change, I'm adaptability, but it was every day. It was absolutely every day. So right now on a piece of paper, pause this if you're watching the recording. If you're on live right now, as soon as I'm done, which is very soon, write down on a piece of paper, choose your consistency, right? That's the title, choose your consistency. If Steve Jobs had my role right now, if Oprah Winfrey were sitting in my chair right now, how would she show up? How would Steve Jobs show up? How would Tony Robbins, if he was a wellness advocate in doTERRA, how would he show up? With your life, with your tiredness, with your fear, how would they show up? Choose your consistency. What is it going to be? Is it going to be Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday? You're going to make sure your bucket's full in the morning so that from the overflowing you can give? Perfect. Choose Monday, Wednesday, Friday. You're going to choose Tuesday and Thursday. You know what? Certain things are going to happen in your life. Right? There's going to be people who pass away, like my stepdad just did. I'm not expecting you to use that as like a place to say, somebody in my family died. Donna said that I have to show up no matter what because everybody has stories and they still show up. Well, that's not true. That's not what I'm saying, you guys. What I'm saying is don't use it as an excuse to play victim. I'm sorry. This is a hard one today. Again, usually I show up and I'm very soft and hard, heart-centered, and don't think that I'm not heart-centered right now. But I just feel like there's somebody out there who needs to hear this lesson that is just a little bit harder than usual. There's going to be those moments where you can't show up, but for the most part, you guys, there's no excuse. I hear lame excuses all the time. And I hear good reasons all the time. And then I hear other people say, use your good reasons as a reason to do it, not to do it. Use your kids as a reason to get out there and be consistent, not as an excuse not to be out there. Not as a reason, right? People hate the word. I throw this word out here and people are like, stop, Donna, it's a good reason. I'm not using it as an excuse. Not using it as an excuse. It's a good reason. Okay, well, I take your reason and I raise it. I take your reason, your good reason, and I raise it by adding and saying to you, take that reason and use it as the reason you get out there. You're too busy, use it as the reason to get out there, because you're going to be busy anyways. Get out there and do this, because the promise of doTERRA is such that it's going to blow you away with blessings. It's going to blow the people that you serve with blessings like I've never, ever seen in my life before. It's worth every bit of your busyness. You're tired? You give me the reason that you're tired? Use that as a reason to get out there so that for the rest of your life, you don't have to be so tired. You're not spending time with your kids? You're not spending time with them anyways. Not all of you. Because you're so busy. You're so out there. Your husband is working so hard. You're working so hard to give your kid the life that you didn't have. But you're not spending time with them. I get that reason, and I raise you the reason of why you should do doTERRA. So that you can spend more time with them than you ever thought possible, and sometimes than you actually ever want to. True story. Sometimes. Use that as the reason to bring your husband home, to bring your wife home. You're sick, you're in pain. It's a good reason. Use it as a reason to use more essential oils, to use it in your daily life instead of just once in a while when you just can't take it anymore. It's a daily living. It's not a once in a while thing. I use my oils every single day for myself and for my kids. Use it as a reason to make more decisions, to use more of your oils, to be educated more in how these can help you. I love you guys. You are truly amazing. Thank you for sticking with me. I know this is a hard call. I know this is a hard video, but you had the bravery to be here and the courage to stick this video through. And I promise you, maybe listen to it again tomorrow. Maybe listen to it every morning if you need a little kick in the butt, okay? If you're feeling really vulnerable, don't listen to this video. If you're feeling ticked off, this is not the video for you. I might just put that in the title. But you are here for a reason. Maybe you needed a little butt kicking. Sometimes, most times I need butt kicking. And so I hope this helped today. I hope this served you. I hope that you can stay consistent. Choose your consistency, you guys. Write it down. And I'll see you soon.